In an ACC clash, the Pittsburgh Panthers are headed down to Florida State to play the Criminals on their home field. Now, Pat Narduzzi is not having his normal year, or he could be. I mean, if you take a look at his record, he's 75-58 at the Panthers. He's won one conference championship, went 7-7 a year that he won the divisional championship. He's had a few seasons where he's had several winning seasons and a few losing seasons. He's all over the place. Now he's a defensively minded coach whose father was a defensively minded coach. Youngstown State University was important to him. He played there. His father, and then went to Rhode Island. His father was a coach there his freshman year, and his father graduated from Miami of Ohio. So Pat Narduzzi coached, graduate assistant wide receivers coach at Miami of Ohio. Then he went into defense. Now, he was a linebacker, so it's kind of odd that he was a wide receivers coach at Miami of Ohio. Then he went back there and became a defensive coordinator. But he's primarily focused on defense. So their defense is normally tough. Now that he's facing Mike Norvell, a man who's won 2 conference titles in 2 different conferences. One for Memphis in the American Athletic Conference, and one for Florida State. They went 13-1 that year. You know, the year that they say that they should have been playing for the national championship. Last year, though, he had an epic meltdown. Very epic meltdown. So this year, he's ranked currently. They are 25th in the nation, and they are going to be having Pitt come in, who is not ranked, and their wins are a little less than happy. Pitt beat Duquesne, Central Michigan, and Boston College. They lost in an overtime to their arch rival West Virginia. They lost in a close one to Louisville. Now, Florida State has gone down the rails since they beat Alabama. They first beat Alabama 31-17. Hey, impressive win. They beat East Texas A&M. Okay, that's an FCS school. They beat Kent State. It's Kent State. Then they lost to Virginia in overtime at Virginia 46-38. Got into a shootout. Then they lost 28-22 to Miami. So they played 3 pretty good teams. Now they face another pretty good team coming into their home, which is Pitt. I think that Pitt's a little bit more than most people are realizing because, well, Narduzzi is wanting to keep his job, and I think that this would look bad for him if he didn't. Last year he went 7-6. He went 3-9 the year before that. He does have a conference title, does have a divisional title in the ACC, but I'm sure that Pitt wants far more than what they're getting. So, before I get into this, hit like, hit subscribe. I cover college sports, primarily college football, but I also cover like college gymnastics and things like that. Well, primarily college football and college gymnastics, but college football I do a lot. I will be doing a lot more of. So, hit like and subscribe, and let's get into this game.
Hey folks, this is Paul with Redneck Sports. I want to thank you for viewing my video, and I want to give you one thought process. There was a famous coach at the University of Tennessee by the name of General Robert Neyland. He had 6 maxims, but number 2 maxim is what everybody should apply to their life. Play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That's how to live your life right there.
Now, since Pitt's visiting, we're going to cover them. They've got Eli Holstein as their QB1. 74 for 118. He's 62.7 completion rate. 11 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. He's been sacked 9 times. So this offensive line is not holding like it should. His backup, Mason Heinzel, has thrown 4 touchdowns, been sacked twice. Cole Gonzalez has thrown his QB3 has thrown a touchdown and an interception, and he's been sacked. So 16 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 12 sacks. This offensive line needs to hold far better. They got 1,535 yards through the air. Now on rushing, Jules Goff, 45 carries, 175 yards, 3 touchdowns. Desmond Reed, 24 for 142, a touchdown. Ja'Carrion Turner, 28, 138, and 2 touchdowns. Eli Holstein's rushed for a touchdown. It's got 83 yards rushing. So they got 7 on the ground with their 16 through the air, which is Raphael Williams caught 18 for 320, 4 touchdowns. Kenny Johnson, 21 for 292, 2 touchdowns. Katarius Hicks, 11 for 197, 3 touchdowns. Bruce Yates got a touchdown. Justin Holmes got 2. Malachi Thomas has got 1. Deuce Spann has got 1. Zion Fowler L has got 1. And Josh Altsman has got 1. Now, if you're looking at this, these guys know how to break free. Raphael Williams got a 67-yard long run. Kenny Johnson's got a 40. Katarius Hicks, 56. Bruce Yates, 50 or 68. Yeah, these folks. Oh, Desmond Reed's got a 53-yarder. Eli Holstein's got a 31-yarder. They've got an offense that, yeah, they probably need to get to the touchdown, to the end zone a little bit more, but they know how to do exciting plays. They got 16 sacks. Let's go to their defense. They got 16 sacks on opposing quarterbacks. 16 pass deflections, which, 4 interceptions, 1 that got returned for a touchdown. 3 forced fumbles, 3 fumble recoveries. Rasheem Bowles, leading tackler, linebacker, 44 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 pass deflections, an interception that led to a 75-yard long touchdown, and a forced fumble. Cruz Brookins has got 33 tackles, 2 pass deflections. Braylon Lovelace, 30 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception that he was only able to get a yard on. Kyle Lewis, a linebacker, 30 tackles, 2 sacks, 22 yards in those sacks. By the way, Rasheem Bowles got 19 in his sacks. 1 pass deflection, 1 interception that he ran back 21 yards but didn't get a touchdown. 1 forced fumble and 2 fumble recoveries. So you're looking at a normal Narduzzi defense. You've got an offense that, yes, probably could clean itself up if their offensive line would hold a little bit better, and their penalties, 37 for 324, 64 yards per game, so they're not that disciplined. You're looking at a team that, yeah, they probably could do a little bit better when it comes to interceptions, but they probably need to get that Holstein to a little bit more active in not getting sacked, and an offensive line that could help there. But they've still got 16 through the air. They need to do a little bit better on rushing. But it's overall a normal Narduzzi team who is 3-2, and they're being able to figure out what they need to do with that defense helping them get to where they need to be. So, let's see what Florida State looks like. Now, let's discuss the Criminoles. Yes, I have a bias against them. I will admit to it. I'm not a fan of theirs. Their days when they were doing things they shouldn't be doing. Yes. Now, Tommy Castellanos, 70 of 115, 60.9 completion rate, 1,120 yards through the air. Got 6 TDs, 5 interceptions, been sacked 4 times. So it's not necessarily his offensive line that is causing him to throw interceptions. Kevin Sperry, 8 of 10, 80%. He's got 2 interceptions, 1 sack, touchdowns, not interceptions. 2 touchdowns. Brock Glenn, here, I'll talk eventually. 5 of 8, 62.5% completion rate, 2 touchdowns. Randy Pittman, 1 of 1, thrown a touchdown. So they've got 11 through the air, only 6 of which came from Castellanos, 5 interceptions, all that came from Castellanos, and 6 sacks. Rushing, Gavin Sawchuk is 53 of 281, got 6 touchdowns. Tommy Castellanos, 57 for 274, 4 touchdowns. So are they trying to run a triple option here? Micah Danzy, 7 for 176, 3 touchdowns. Samuel Singleton Jr., 15 for 167, 3 touchdowns. They're actually getting some pretty good yardage. I mean, 40 yards for Gavin Sawchuk, 64 for Danzy, 53 for Singleton. Zay Parks got a touchdown. Cam Davis has got a touchdown. Kazai Holmes has got a touchdown. 20 touchdowns on the ground. So if you shut down their ground game, all of a sudden they're not getting as many touchdowns. Now, receiving, Deuce Robinson, 23 catches, 433 yards, 3 touchdowns. Got a long 82. Micah Danzy has got 9 catches, 197 yards, got a 65-yard long run. So you've got guys on that, but he's not got a touchdown. LaWayne McCoy, Osman Chroma has got a touchdown. Gavin Sawchuk's got a touchdown this way. 2 for Randy Pittman. 1 each for Amari Williams and Javen Boggs. So they got guys that can break out, but they've got a quarterback. They've got quarterbacks that aren't able to get it to them. On the defensive side, they've got 11 sacks on the opposing quarterback, 12 pass deflections, 6 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, but no fumble recoveries. Leading tacklers, Earl Little, 35 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception. He ran it back 48 yards. Jabril Rawls, 25 tackles, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception. Justin Cryer, linebacker, 22 tackles. Elijah Herring, 19 tackles, 1 sack for 2 yards, 1 interception, ran it back 15 yards. So they've got a pretty interesting defense. They're not winning at the lines as much on either side of the ball, but they're doing what they need to do. I mean, 11 sacks is not something to scoff at. They're got an okay pass defense. When you're looking at penalties, 22 for 228, 45 yards, they're somewhat disciplined. But for some reason, Tommy Castellanos can't quit throwing interceptions. They're having to rush it far more. So think about that. Pat Narduzzi knows how to build a line, and you're looking at this is a team that has to play on the lines because they can't get the touch. They would have to bring in somebody else to throw the touchdowns or throw for them. It's an interesting team. It really is. But you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks that have seen play. You've got a tight end that's seen play as quarterback. This is, an interesting team all around. Now, I'm looking at this. The Criminals are a 10.5 point favorite at home. Normally they give some decent numbers for the home team or give them some kind of thing here. Both are 3-2. Mike Norvell, is a good coach, but I'm looking at this. This is going to be at the Bobby Bowden Field at Doak Campbell, and I'm not seeing it. Pat Narduzzi is someone who is already not happy with the way his team's going this year. I can imagine. Eli Holstein, decent quarterback. Second year in the system. He's only been at Pitt. Louisville's a good team. West Virginia, not such a good team, but, well, you know how rivalries go. Everybody knows how rivalries go. Yeah, they haven't faced the best competition, but I can imagine that they are looking at this, that you have to stop them at the line. Yeah, they mostly been relying on their pass game for Pitt, but they've got guys that can do some good things when it comes to running. They got a defense that can get after the quarterback, looking at an offensive line that is, yeah, not necessarily holding them back too much, but enough, and can't get much when it comes to the pass game going. Now, Florida State's looking at this going, hey, that offensive line for Pitt, not worth the flip. But even though that's the case, you've still got a quarterback that's getting touchdowns. You've got three quarterbacks still getting touchdowns, still getting some interceptions, but still getting touchdowns. I'm thinking that Pitt will win this game for the simple fact of that this is ripe for it. Florida State has they got their first win, they got cocky. They went into Virginia and okay, it's nobody would ever everybody looks at Virginia as a why. And yes, they did play Miami close, but this is a letdown. They're coming in this game having to deal with the fact that they just lost at home to Miami. This is either they're going to be playing for revenge or they're going to be mentally exhausted. Pitt, on the other hand, is looking to get back into the race when it comes to the ACC. And by the way, other than that Louisville loss, they've only got one loss in the ACC, Louisville, and this could still put them in a pretty good position. So that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong. I could be letting my biases get to me. I'll admit that my redneck self can be very biased, but this will be a fun game in my opinion. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.
I want to thank you for watching my video. And if you like what you saw, like, subscribe, and comment. Y'all have a good day now.